Shells and subshells, the topic which we are going to discuss in this video. First of all, what is the meaning of the shell? The electrons revolve around the nucleus in a definite circular path. This circular path is known as the shell. Here in this diagram, as you can see, the electrons revolve around the nucleus in a definite circular path. The circular path is known as the shell. There are four shells: K shell, L shell, M shell, N shell. K shell is the first shell, L shell is the second shell, M shell is the third shell, N shell is the fourth shell. Here is a note point about the orbitals. The capacity of the orbitals to hold the electrons is only 2 electrons, as you can see in the diagram. Now we are going to discuss about the shells with their number of subshells. Already we know these 4 shells, and the first shell, K shell, has only one subshell, that is S subshell. L shell has 2 subshells, they are S subshell and P subshell. Here the third shell, M shell, has 3 subshells, they are S, P, D subshells, and a fourth shell, N shell, has the 4 subshells, they are S, P, D, F subshells. Now we are going to discuss about the subshells with their number of orbitals. Already we have learnt about the subshells. Now we are going to discuss subshells with their number of orbitals. First subshell, S subshell, has 1 orbital, P subshell has 3 orbitals, D subshell has 5 orbitals, F subshell has 7 orbitals. Number of subshells in a main shell is given by N. This means the meaning is the formula to find the subshells in a main shell is N. If we take n value is equals to 1, means the first shell, K shell, has one subshell, that is S subshell. Here also the answer is 1 subshell. Next topic is about the how to find orbitals in a shell. Here number of orbitals in a shell is given by n square, means the formula to find the orbitals in a shell is n square. If we take the first shell, n is equals to 1, if we substitute in the formula, we get 1 orbital. If we take the second shell, we get 4 orbitals. Now let us learn how to find number of electrons in a shell. Here number of electrons in a shell is given by 2n square. If we substitute n is equals to 1, and in the formula if we substitute n is equals to 1, we get 2 electrons. Means here the definition is first shell is capable to hold only 2 electrons in it. Here in the case of subshells, S subshell can hold 2 electrons, P subshell 6 electrons, D subshell 10 electrons, F subshell 14 electrons. Here at the first we got S subshell has 1 orbital, P subshell has 3 orbitals, D subshell has 5 orbitals, F subshell has 7 orbitals. Here as we learnt already, the orbital can hold only 2 electrons in it. So if we multiply S subshell into orbitals into 2 and P subshell 3 into 2 and D subshell 5 into 2 and F subshell 7 into 2. All we have got is 1 into 2, 2, 3 into 2, 6, 5 into 2, 10, 7 into 2, 14. We got the answers here. And the main point is shell has the subshell, subshell has the orbitals, orbitals have the electrons.